Hello, my dear, my
Hello.
darling.
Hello, my dear, my darling.
What's up, dudes? I'm Erin.
I'm Nicole. This is Dude. That's fucked up.
Dude, that's fucked up. This is a podcast about things that are weird and creepy and, fucked up.
Yeah. Or like fucking fake.
Or that.
Today,
I know.
I'm gonna have a hard time today, but you know what? You just bring me back on track. Anytime I'm just like, I hate this, and you just say, no, shut up, we're doing this podcast.
We're going to just roll through the story of what this is and, you color commentary wherever you want.
Yeah,
Pepper in some sighs.
Yeah, there's a lot.
Some exasperated sighs. Yeah.
All right.
Well, let's see. Do we have any business today?
Biz. What's a biz? No, I don't think so. Man, I swear, though, I know we always talk about the Facebook group. I just love it so much. It is its own thing now. Like, every time I, go in there, there's so much more stuff in there.
Oh, I know. It's great.
So much fun. Everything is, always so on brand. I just, appreciate everyone contributing to it.
Yeah, anytime I'm like, oh, I took this picture of this weird thing and I can't really post it on Instagram or, I don't know who, will appreciate it if I text it to them. And then I'm like, oh, I'll just post it in the Facebook group.
Show it to the dudes.
Everybody will appreciate it. Yeah.
Yeah, show it to the dudes. Like Cannibal Jack.
Yeah, I had taken a picture of Jack eating something that was, really red. It was, strawberry and, some kind of, bougie-ass baby puree. I don't know. There's all kinds of weird shit out there these days, guys.
Fucking
this kid eats better than I do.
Acai berries and
Seriously.
fucking goji berries and all the superfoods.
Oh, it's got everything. But so I took a picture of him because he had it all over his face and it looks like blood or gore, And I was like, this is creepy and I want to say something weird about it with a weird caption. So
oh my God.
I gave it a Jeffrey Dahmer caption and slapped it in the Facebook group and
Love
everybody liked it.
It looked like BB blood.
Blood. Old school viral video.
Yeah. Circa Charlie bit my finger.
Yeah, exactly. Go to the website, dtfupodcast.com. I just got a couple orders for some merch that I'm going to send out. Well, by now, when you're hearing this, I've already sent it out, hopefully.
Or this will keep you accountable.
Yeah. Sometimes things happen and I'm like, oh, fuck, I forgot to go to the post office and put this in the mail. So sorry if anything you order is a little delayed. That's not bad. Yeah. What else? Anything else?
No, I think we have a couple postcards to send to patrons now that you remind me that. But we'll do that too.
Great.
Putting it out into the universe so that we make it happen.
Yes. Anything fucked up for you this week?
No. I mean, I went to Krispy Kreme this morning and I ate.
Sounds delicious.
Dude. Okay, I've had a craving for a year. I'm not even kidding you. I just will think I really want a Krispy Kreme, and then I never go because I'm like, it makes me feel shameful. Which it's why? It's just a donut, and I'll eat another shitty donut, and it's I should have just went and got the one I wanted.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But whatever. That's work I have to do on my own self. Anyway. We went and I got a regular glazed donut, which is so good there. It's like a cloud. It just melts in your mouth.
It's so good. Oh my God.
And then Pete, I think, panicked.
Oh no, did he get something weird?
He got an old-fashioned donut, which I'm fucking, they have racks on racks of regular glazed donuts. This is clearly what they're selling. And why people come
I didn't even
here.
know they had old fashions there.
Yeah, which it's like a cake donut, but it's like lumpy. I hate the way an old-fashioned donut looks, first of all.
Yeah, it's like, what did you do?
What?
Did you just slap some batter in a bowl? Like, what happened here?
What happened here? Is this a donut or a biscuit? I'm confused and scared.
Is this a scone? What is happening?
Oh, God. But he ate it. He was like, that wasn't very good. And he's like, can I try a bite of yours? And I was like, I guess. I didn't want to share it. But I did because it's true love. And then he ate it and he was like, oh, my God, this is so good. Why did I get this? I'm like, I don't know. I should have ordered for us, but whatever.
See, this is like, usually I'm pretty good at decision making, like when it comes to food.
Yeah.
And there's only been a couple times in my life where I've gotten something that I did not want. Like, I am serious. When I go, before I go to a restaurant, I look at the menu online.
Well, that's normal-ish.
Is it? I don't know.
I look.
Like, I get prepared for eating.
Wait,
is what I'm saying.
I'm more interested in the few times that you've ordered something you did not want.
Well, it's like you think it's going to be something else, and you're just like, oh, this sucks. I should have got some, I think it's like, it's usually when I go to a place that I go to regularly and I'm like, I always get the same thing and I'm like, okay, I need to branch out and get something different.
Yeah.
And I get something different and I'm like, God fucking damn it. Why did I even come here if I'm going to get the thing that I don't even get? I want the thing that I come here for. I don't know.
That's why I came here. Yeah. It's like, why was I craving this? Oh, because I wanted this particular dish. And then you get there and you're like, I should really try something new. And then you try it and you're like, no, that sucked. I hated it.
Yeah. I think it's been something where it's borderline ground beef. And I'm like, what the fuck? This is not what I thought it was going to be. Stuff like that.
Like the one time I ordered a meatloaf sandwich at this place we go to. And I'm like, I don't even like meatloaf. Why did I order this?
You might as well get a burger if you're going to eat beef in that form. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I don't know. Nothing fucked up on my end. I feel really sad for Pete, though, about the donut.
Oh, no, it was fine because then I bought a dozen for later I'm going to something. So I'm like, oh, I'll bring my friends some Krispy Kremes. And then they gave us a free one with it. So then we got an extra donut. So it was.
Oh, good. The universe provided.
Yeah.
I don't know.
The universe provided.
That reminds me of the time when I was pregnant and I was craving donuts all the time when I was pregnant. And it was towards the end and I was just like, I don't give a fuck anymore. I'm going to eat everything.
Yeah.
So I went to this donut shop that's by us. It's called Sugar Shack. And I got half a dozen donuts when I only meant to get one. And I ate 3 of them in one sitting and I felt so sick. I was like, oh no, I'm going to give my baby diabetes.
With 3 donuts? No, I
don't know, man. I was eating some crazy shit at the very end of being pregnant.
He probably fucking loved it. He was probably doing baby somersaults and shit in there.
Yeah.
He got that that sugary sweet amniotic fluid. It's like
yeah.
It's just glazing in there. You just turned the fluids into glaze and he's like
it's all syrupy.
Actually, the glaze on the Krispy Kremes looks like discharge. It's very wet at first, and then on the line it starts clumping as it gets a little
my God. I spit my drink out everywhere just now. I literally did a spit take. There's beer all over my fucking everything. Oh my God, dude.
It does though, right? Because it's
great. Now I'll never eat another Krispy Kreme again.
No, you will. It's not discharge. It just looks like it because it goes on clear, but then it as it dries in clumps, it gets white. Oh my God, I gotta tell you something. I gotta tell you something. It's discharge related.
Oh my God. Okay. This conversation about donuts really took a turn.
Okay. I was like getting ready the other morning and I like put something in the trash can in the bathroom, which is like right by the toilet. And there was like a clump of something on the side of the toilet.
Ew.
And it looked like a huge booger. And I was like, is that discharge? Or like semen or so. I was like, what is that? And I like wiped it off with a tissue and I like kind of looked at it and I was like, ugh, and I threw it in the trash. And then I realized it's hair gel. Because I have like a pump of hair gel.
What color is your discharge? Because I'm thinking of LA looks.
No. It's not blue hair gel. You should ask what color is your hair gel. It was like, no, because sometimes like the tip gets clogged because it dries.
Yeah.
And so I'll go to like pump it and it fucking squirts everywhere. It's like, I'm like, where did that even go? And I think it squirted down onto the side of the toilet because it wasn't even like by the bowl. I'm like, also like discharge isn't just coming out in clumps and like flying.
I mean, if your pH is not balanced, maybe.
Maybe, I don't know. It's like not like fucking discharge pebbles all over the fucking toilet bowl. It's like a fish tank.
Oh my God.
It wasn't. It was hair gel. And then I was like, oh, phew.
Thank God.
Yeah, I didn't smell it or anything.
Okay.
I thought, I hope that's what it was. Anyway.
Holy shit. Well,
Sorry, but it wasn't discharged, so it's fine.
well, I think you covered the fucked up of the week for both of us with that one. Oh my God. Oh my God. Well, I don't really know how else to segue into this except the other day. Have you ever seen the movie American Gigolo
No.
with Richard Gere?
No, what is that? What is that about? Is it about a gigolo?
Yeah, he's like he's an escort in it.
Oh my God, and he did Pretty Woman?
Yeah, it's
What?
so funny.
That's wild.
So he did American Gigolo in like I think like early 80s, late 70s or something.
Yeah.
And then he did Pretty Woman in the 90s. So it's like a role reversal. But you see his full dick in American Gigolo.
Is it his real dick or is it like a prop?
It's real. It's his real dick.
It's his actual dick?
Yeah. And I wasn't ready for it. Like DJ and I were watching it and we're like, holy fucking shit. Richard Gere's dick.
Dick Gere's dick.
Yeah. And so of course I was like, I need to find out everything about this movie. And
Yeah.
I like Googled it. It was like the first full frontal male nudity scene.
You know what? Round of applause for Richard Gere. Fuck yeah, dude.
Yeah. So I don't know. So I was just thinking about Richard Gere lately. And I remembered he was in Mothman Prophecies.
Oh, which is our topic du jour.
Yeah, that's how we got there somehow. I don't know how, but we did it. From Richard Gere's dick to the Mothman. 6 degrees of separation.
Oh my God.
Yeah, he's in the movie Mothman Prophecies. We're talking about Mothman today. And what a topic. What a story. There's the first exasperated sigh. It's interesting. It's interesting.
I haven't been so bored with a topic since the beginning of this podcast.
Have you watched Mothman Prophecies recently?
No, but also, but I watched a documentary, which was like about an hour long, and it was called Mothman of Point Pleasant, because that's the town where this urban legend was born, or whatever. I don't know if you call him an urban legend, but And it was, granted, I like started watching it pretty late last night, and I had a beer, one beer, and I wasn't even that tired, but I started falling asleep, and then it was like, it made it scary because I kept waking up, and there was like, and then it was
weird,
like,
creepy.
yeah, and it was just like a weird, creepy back road somewhere in West Virginia, and it was like, or is that where it is? Yeah,
West Virginia. Mm-hmm.
And then it was like an old Southern man talking about how he was in his car and he saw these red beady eyes, and he was like, and then he was like, and then it climbed on the roof of my car, and I was like, oh my god. And I was like,
my God. That's creepy. It's a creepy story.
It is, yeah. It's kind of fun in a way, but like also a lot of the same.
Yeah. So like in my mind, I got like my brain mixed up with Richard Gere's dick, and then wondering what the Mothman's dick looks like.
Do you think the Mothman's dick looks like Richard Gere? Is Richard Gere the officer or the gentleman?
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Wait, but what do you think it looks like?
I don't know. If he has red beady eyes, then do the balls match the eyes? I don't know. I don't fucking know. I feel like he has some sort of like proboscis or something. Like,
what's that?
It's like a, like a mosquito, like little sucker like thing.
Oh, like it like curls at the end.
Yeah. And
it's like a hipster mustache.
Yeah, it's prehensile, and you can like grab onto things.
Oh, like an elephant's trunk, kind of.
Yeah, like an elephant's trunk or a monkey tail. Yeah.
Oh, wow. That's fun.
Yeah. But I want it to be a proboscis. I want it to suck things.
Oh.
That'd be cool.
Dude, moths don't have that though, right?
I think they might, actually. To like...
We should do a part 2 of the penis episode and talk about moth dicks. Because if you could see one, I don't even know. Wait. We have to tell everyone that you're scared of moths.
Yeah, So I guess this topic isn't super scary to me, but like the idea of a man-sized moth is truly one of my biggest nightmares, I think. I have a very rational fear of moths. I don't know why. I think it's because they're kind of like fluttery, like bats.
Yeah.
And I'm scared of bats because like they'll give you rabies.
Yeah.
And I don't know, like they're creepy. Also, like I've had some bad experiences with bats, like just being like trapped in the roof at my parents' house, and like it creeps me out, and it's like fluttery, creepy. I don't know. So I feel like moths are like in the same kind of category. Also, my dad, I think I've told this story before. He used to do this creepy prank with us when we were kids, where he'd catch a moth and he'd put it in his mouth and he'd let it fly around, and then he'd open his mouth and it'd fly out.
Fucking Ed. Gross. Yeah. That's so gross.
But I don't know if he was really doing it or if he was like pretending. He always used to do like sleight of hand mouth. Yeah.
Like if he held
tricks.
it in his hand and then went like, oh no, yeah. I bet he did it. Your dad seems like he was a kid that would like touch bugs.
Oh yeah.
Like he's like a guy's guy. Do you know what I mean? He would not be scared of all those things.
No.
So I feel like he probably really did it. We should ask.
Yeah. So I think so I was always like, a moth is just going to fly into my mouth, and that has actually happened to me. A moth has flown into my mouth before. So I feel like it's like it is the Mothman prophecy. It's a self-fulfilling prophecy for me, where I'm like, just to have this irrational fear, but like all the things that I'm afraid of have happened. Also, one time,
it's the moth mouth prophecy.
Yeah. Exactly.
Oh my god.
One time, this fucking moth, like, have you ever seen one of those really big, creepy moths that are like, if you're, okay.
No.
one time one of those got into our house, and it's like you're afraid to. It's so big, you're afraid to step on it or swat it because it won't go down with just like like one swat. You have to like actually get like an axe or some sort of like thing to bludgeon it with. You can't just like, I don't know. And it's like it would squirt like everywhere. So one of those got in our house one time when I was a kid, and it scared me so bad because it was like so hefty. It was like heavy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anyway.
Oh my God.
I hate it.
We once had a bat in our bathtub. I don't know if I've ever said this, but when I was a kid and we had to get it out of the house, my dad had to get it out of the house. It was just like sleeping in the bathtub.
Oh,
I think it made
See,
me...
bats are so cute though. That's the thing. I just wish they weren't so fluttery.
They're like cute-ish, but they're very scary too. Beady eyes scare the fuck out of me, dude. I once saw a possum, we were walking down the street here, like a couple blocks away, and it was like in the bushes, and so Pete took off running. And just like fucking left me with the possum. And
Rude.
Then I started like walking faster, and it was like following me, and I was like, oh my God.
Oh no.
But it's just the beady eyes. Like, it's the little
Yeah.
beady eyes. And that's what the Mothman is like known for, I feel like, is the scary fucking red beady eyes. Mm-hmm. And that is scary.
That's scary, yeah.
Red eyes, it's like scary.
The lore encompasses a lot of like, ingrained, I think, like reptilian brain kind of fears that we have, maybe.
Good. Yeah.
So the story goes like between 1966 and 1967, the residents of Point Pleasant, West Virginia began reporting sightings of a mysterious and like human-like creature said to have the glowing red eyes and big, massive wings. So it stood about 6 feet tall, and the wingspan was like over 10 feet wide. So that's really scary. So even if it wasn't something creepy from outer space, like it could have been, I don't know. We'll get to what it could have been, but like that's big. That's scary. So the first reported sighting occurred November 12th, 1966. Now, this sighting, you're already creeped out, I think. There's 5 dudes digging a grave in a cemetery in Clendenin, West Virginia, which I guess is a neighboring town. And they all claim to see a man-like figure fly low over the trees over their heads. Now, imagine you're fucking digging a grave at night and something as big as a man flies over your head. I think I'd be freaked the fuck out.
Already, I'm skeptical. Why are 5 dudes digging one grave?
I mean,
is that
makes
normal?
It go faster.
I guess. Yeah, maybe if there's not a lot of people dying there, they're like, we'll just all 5 work on this one.
Yeah, they didn't have a backhoe maybe to do the dirty work for them, so they were just like, we got to get this done. I don't know.
Yeah. All right, so they're digging this grave, hanging out, see this giant fucking Mothman.
Yeah.
Or giant
creepy.
moth.
Well, they didn't know what it was. The term Mothman was slapped on after all these sightings because it kind of resembled a comic book character, I guess.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So the next
it's
sighting...
more like a bird.
Yeah, people like describe it differently, but it I think it was more bird-like than anything.
Okay.
So the next sighting happened a few days later on November 15th, 1966. 2 young couples from Point Pleasant, Roger and Linda Scarberry and Steve and Mary Millette, were out at this TNT area, which was like an old, like the site of an old World War II munitions plant, which creepy. I don't know what they were doing out there. Doing some
fucking key party shit.
Yeah, some real sexy sex stuff.
Yeah.
But they're out there being creepers, and they told police they saw a large gray creature whose eyes glowed red when the car's headlight headlights picked it up.
Oh.
They described it as a large flying man with 10-foot wings, which followed their car while they were driving around the TNT area.
Oh my God. This is
So,
where a lot of sightings happened, right? The TNT area?
yeah, I think it was, this like abandoned area that had been kind of like overgrown probably and abandoned.
And is the power plant the same thing as like the munitions?
I think
thing?
so. Yeah,
Oh, okay.
I think so. It's creepy. It's a creepy place. It's like industrial kind of and in the middle of nowhere.
Pete earlier was like, we were just like talking about this because he watched some of the documentary with me, and he was like, just was doing a character, and he was like, oh yeah, I was in the toxic swamp, and I saw he just kept calling the TNT area toxic swamp. And I was like, I wonder if it was, because that would explain why so many people saw, like, there's just like fucking fumes and everyone's losing their shit thinking they're seeing this like Birdman.
Yeah, I mean, apparently, like, there were some people that claim that they had like weird eye things happening after seeing this thing.
Fucking pink eye. I'm like, you touched your butthole. Calm down.
There's definitely an outbreak of pink eye, and it was just a bunch of butthole touching.
Well, that's what these people are out there doing.
That's
it's
what
like,
I think.
What? It's like, what? Two couples are out in the woods in the middle of nowhere. Like, what are you doing out here? It's like,
they were all touching each other's buttholes, and then they like saw this thing, and they did that like cartoon thing, like whoa, what? Like they rubbed their eyes,
Yeah. Let me get a better look. What?
And then they all got pink eye.
Fucking. Oh my God! It's like, oh, we were just out there like praying to Jesus, and it's like you were praying to the buttholes of your friend's significant other. Don't even get it twisted.
Oh, Jesus. Yeah, I mean, a lot of people that went out there were specifically going out there to like bone in their cars. So.
Yeah, it's just a bunch of teens doing fuck stuff. Like, come on, this is not a big conspiracy. It's like people are out there diddling each other and doing weird shit, and then I don't know, then they're probably getting high, and then they're like coming back and tripping balls.
Yeah, who knows?
I don't know.
They're huffing that toxic swamp gas. Over the course of the next several days, there were many more reported sightings, which is pretty crazy. Mm-hmm. 2 volunteer firemen who saw it said it looked like a large bird with red eyes. And then what?
Wait, why are we back? Oh my God. It's like too much with the volunteer firemen from last week.
Oh yeah, that step on dicks.
Dude, that step on dicks, that won't pick them up, and then this one's out there just like fucking finding Mothman. I just think they have too much free time.
I mean, they're just volunteering. You can't fault them.
True. That's true. It's free. They're not getting paid.
And then Mason County Sheriff George Johnson said he thought that the sightings were due to an unusually large heron. He termed it shite poke, which great nickname.
Why? That's such a Southern thing.
Shite poke,
or like a British thing.
British, yeah.
Yeah.
And then this other guy told the sheriff, his name is Newell Partridge, told the sheriff that when he saw it, he aimed a flashlight, and the creature that it illuminated had glowing eyes like bicycle reflectors. And he also like heard some buzzing noises. It was his TV was on the fritz, and then his German Shepherd went missing. So I don't know.
Oh my God. This reminds me. Okay. When we like talked about doing this topic, I was like, I think my friend had like got really scared about Mothman after we watched the movie. I have seen the movie, but it's been a really long time. and so I was living in New York City at the time, and she lived in Maine. She was from Maine, and so she drove home a lot, and it's a long drive. And I remember one weekend we watched this movie, and then like the next night after work or whatever, she like went home,
I
and she
know.
was driving super late in the middle, in the dark, down like really long, like woodsy Maine roads, and she
Yeah.
said she kept getting super freaked out because she'd see the reflectors on the mailboxes, like the red reflectors.
Oh.
And she would be like, "Oh my god!" And then it's like, "Oh no, it's just a mailbox."
Dude, driving at night, your eyes play tricks on you for sure. I like totally understand how people can like freak themselves out, and then like if they see something, conflate it in their minds and like get totally freaked out.
Well, that's what I
Like,
think this all is.
I
Like,
think so too.
because it is, yeah, you can easily trick your brains into seeing stuff.
Yeah.
Or like just like getting scared that you might see it.
Right. And not being, especially if it's at night, you're not able to see it clearly. But when you're only
Yeah.
seeing, it's something that's living, but you're only seeing its like red glowing eyes. You can't see like the full like outline of it, but you could tell it's like pretty big. Your brain kind of fills in some blanks for you. A wildlife biologist, Dr. Robert L. Smith at West Virginia University, excuse me, told reporters that descriptions and sightings all fit the sand hill crane, a large American crane almost as high as a man with a
What?
7-foot, 7-foot wingspan, and had circles of reddish coloring around the eyes, and that the bird may have wandered out of its migration route. And like people wouldn't have known, like if you've never seen a bird like this before, you would be like, what the fuck is that? I mean, it's a big fucking bird. It's creepy. And if you've never seen anything like that in your area, you're like, what is happening?
I just
'Cause
Googled it.
It's crazy.
Yeah. Oh, fuck, dude. Yeah, the wings are crazy.
Yeah.
But the head is very tiny.
Yeah. Well, and that's the thing. Like I said, it's like people only saw the eyes and the wings. Like those were the two main features, and the
Fair.
fact that it was so big. So who knows? But it's definitely. It sounds like it was a huge bird that had wandered into this area. There's a million ways that can happen, but people were seeing this huge bird, and it was like very creepy. So, I totally get it.
Yeah.
So, whatever it was, though, the sightings were started getting reported in the local newspaper, and then they eventually got picked up by national news outlets. Since nobody knew for sure what it was, like people let their imaginations run wild, and people fucking ate it up. Like we in our culture, we fucking love. We love this creepy shit. We love cryptids. We love things that we can't explain and that are vaguely humanoid and terrifying, that don't have any, we just can't explain it, don't have any proof that it's like this thing that we think it is, and then like all this lore starts getting tacked on and it snowballs, just like we've talked about with what did we talk about recently that kind of had this same kind of effect?
I don't know. All I can think of is Bat Boy.
Yeah.
It's like, or anything that you would find on like the tabloid, like Snake Woman or whatever. It's like, what are these things real? And then it's like, no, but then people want to believe that there are things
it's
like
fun.
that.
It's so fun. I feel like so many newspapers pick this up, but go on.
Oh, I was just gonna say, like, it got to the point where there was like so many headlines. I saw one that said something like, "Teen scared by sighting of whatever." Like, it was like they weren't even like, they were just like, all right, yeah, red eyes, large wings, all right. And like, just, there were so many like reports coming in and articles about it. It just, people were like, just like, whatever. Yeah, I saw the whatever.
I saw the whatever.
Yeah, I just want to be in the newspaper too.
Yeah. So it started even getting even more attention when this guy named Gray Barker, who's a famous UFOologist, and he's a paranormal writer, researcher, started talking about it. And then in 1975, this guy named John Keel, who's another influential writer and UFOologist, who wrote the book, The Mothman Prophecies. So it was a book first. And he claimed that there were supernatural events related to the sightings. There was unidentified flying object sightings, visits from inhuman or threatening men in black, and other phenomena. And then the biggest claim that he made, it wasn't like a claim, it was like just something that he put in the book that he was like, is this related or isn't it? And it was that the residents of Point Pleasant were experiencing precognitions and premonitions of the collapse of the Silver Bridge, which was in this town, and it collapsed, which we'll talk about next.
Wait, were they?
What?
People had premonitions?
I don't think so. I think he kind of just like
it's fucking easy to say after the fact too. This type of stuff is, I don't know.
I mean, he probably talked to some people who were like, who experienced some weird stuff, but I don't know. It was like after the fact, after this happened.
Also, is the Men in Black a thing?
Yeah.
Like Tommy Lee Jones and Will Smith Men in Black?
No, it's like people think that they are like aliens, basically, like who are trying to impersonate humans, who walk around trying to dissuade people from believing this stuff, and they're like kind of creepy and inhuman, and it's like there's last podcast on the left did a really good episode about Men in Black. Ooh. And like high strangeness and stuff, which is its own thing, but people started experiencing this high strangeness, I guess, is like what you can kind of relate it to. But it's like, yeah, I think that's like the thing that happens when it's like a mass hysteria kind of thing.
Yeah.
Like somebody sees something creepy and conflates it with something paranormal, and everybody kind of like gets a little freaked out. And then if they do see something weird, or maybe they see something similar to what the first person saw, which was probably a bird, they already have this like preconceived notion that it's something supernatural. So like I said, their brain fills in some blanks,
yeah,
and makes it 10 times scarier than it actually is. So
yeah,
who knows?
Oh God.
Yeah. So this bridge collapse, though, which is a real thing that happened.
Yeah.
Very terrible. December 15th, 1967, just a couple weeks before Christmas, the Silver Bridge collapsed while it was full of rush hour traffic. Like,
oh, man.
It was really bad. If you've seen Mothman Prophecies, they like kind of do the whole reenactment of this, which is really sad. 46 people died because under the bridge there's a big river.
Yeah.
And 2 of the victims were never found. And so people like to say, because Mothman was seen a month before this happened, almost exactly, that it was either a warning to the people of Point Pleasant about the bridge collapse, or that it was the cause of the collapse. So I don't know
why he pulled all the pins out of the bridge and like
yeah.
do.
So dumb.
Oh my God. Also, something like that, it's like, wouldn't okay, if we're telling like a folklore story, wouldn't all of the people that had claimed to have seen the Mothman leading up to this event be on the bridge? Like,
right.
You know, like if I was writing this story, like,
yeah,
it would be like all of the people that claimed perished in the bridge collapse or whatever. It's like, I don't know. It's not related in any way.
Yeah, it's like it's seeing like a harbinger of death, like before a disaster happens, and that's kind of like what the Mothman is now kind of synonymous with. So because this bridge collapse happened, but But the bridge collapse actually happened because it was because of poor design and aging infrastructure at the time. Like during the late 60s, a lot of the, bridges and roads that had been built during like the New Deal and shit, that all kind of started aging and wasn't maintained the way it should have been. But this bridge was made improper. It wasn't made improperly. It was built. It was. There's like this whole. I was reading about bridge building, but basically,
snooze.
It was super boring. I had no idea, but I wanted to figure out. So like, I'm not going to go into it, but basically, this was the way this bridge was made. Didn't allow for it to be inspected thoroughly. So the design sucked, and these eye bars, which was the design of the bridge, there should have been more linking eye bars. There was only like 2 like rows of linking eye bars, which made it not the best. So you couldn't really, with the technology that they had at the time, they couldn't inspect it as thoroughly as it should have been. If there was a teeny tiny crack in any of the eye bar, it would have like set off it would set off this kind of like chain reaction for collapse.
Oh man.
So, and even people who investigated this were like, yeah, there's no way. This was like from the beginning of the creation of this bridge, it was just the design was really bad. So reviewing the collapse and subsequent investigation in his 2012 book, To Forgive Design, an engineering historian named Henry Petrosky says it's a cautionary tale for engineers of every kind. As a result of the thoroughness of the investigation, the cause of the disaster was precisely and indisputably found to be a design that inadvertently made inspection all but impossible and failure all but inevitable. If ever a design was to blame for a failure, this was it. So,
in other words, not the Mothman.
No. It was just, it was a very, very sad tragedy, though, and that's why we should take care of our bridges and roads.
Oh, good. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. So that was that whole thing, and then afterwards, that bird must have migrated out of the area because nobody saw really anything else after that.
Or maybe people just had more things to talk about because there was like an actual like tragic event in the town.
That was real. Yeah.
Yeah. Because sightings pretty much stopped. None were reported like right after that for a very long time, right?
Yeah. And I don't think anybody saw anything like legit for a while. But then just recently in 2017, there were 55 reports of a flying humanoid in Chicago. Huh. So like Chicago proper, like the city, which I don't know what the fuck it was, but like a bunch of people saw this this thing flying through the air. And accounts have varied from it being a large black bat-like being with glowing red eyes to a big owl or something that resembled a gothic gargoyle or a Mothman. And most eyewitnesses spotted it flying, but some really creepy reports detailed it dropping onto hoods of cars, peering in through windows, and swooping down at bystanders. Which, I don't know, man. That sounds really fucking scary.
Dude, it's probably like some like jetpack testing or something that like the government's do. I don't know. I find that more believable than whatever, like that it's some like cryptoid. But also like this is what's wild to me is that so many people describe it so differently.
Yeah.
Like it's like a bird. No, it's like a man. No, it's like well, I don't know.
I feel like if you've never seen like a huge bird like the crane, like you would not know what the fuck. Like your brain would freak the fuck out and be like, what is that? And you would liken it to the only thing that you can think of, which is like the only thing that would be that size would be a man.
Yeah.
And then the only thing that has wings like that is a bat, you know? So,
yeah.
I don't know.
Mothman.
Still very creepy though.
Yeah.
So the possible explanations that I could find is that it's a bird, and it's literally a bird. So.
Fucking, I think it's toxic swamp gas. Or just regular gas that people, I don't know, just like
They're
they're losing their mind.
themselves in their car.
Or like LSD or acid.
Super popular around this time.
Yeah, in the 60s and maybe 2017 Chicago.
Downtown Chicago, yeah.
Also, it's like downtown Chicago. Like, wouldn't more than 55 people have seen it? I don't know. It's like, that shit's just wild to me. I don't understand any of this.
I wonder if I ever saw anything like this, how I would process it, you know?
Yeah, and also, if I did, I would really want people to believe me, which is like, I was watching this documentary I watched, and it was like, the whole time I'm like, oh, these people are so fucking stupid. Like, this is so lame. I just, like, was not into it. Mm-hmm. And then I felt really bad for a second, because I was like, oh, man, that's, like, really rude, because these people think they saw something. And it's not like, the guy's account of the guy that had the dog that ran off that they never found again.
Yeah.
He seemed very credible. Like, he was, like, pretty, like, chill about it. And he didn't seem like a weird dude. I don't know. You know. So it was just kind of like, oh, I don't know. Yeah, I just can't believe this stuff. I don't know why.
It's because you're very rational and you're not like a make-believe kind of person.
Yeah, I'm not like a paranormal person. I don't really buy into, once you buy into one of those things, I think it's easier to buy into a lot of it.
Yeah, and so the interesting thing about the reports from this Chicago sighting, the reports all came into like a website where it was like, if you've seen this thing, like, and it was like a paranormal website. So people who are going on websites like that are more prone to reporting something like this.
That makes sense.
So, and also there's this thing I was reading about called the Will Smith effect, where it's like he's been in, like Independence Day and
Men in Black.
Men in Black. So anytime a movie that has anything to do with like paranormal or even like aliens or whatever, there's more reports of that specific whatever.
That makes sense.
Like, so I think maybe when Mothman Prophecies came out, I think there was probably a bunch more sightings again. Like, it came back into the conversation again. So
yeah, that's a good point.
I don't know.
Yeah, that's interesting. Also, I think too, as people create things like Men in Black or whatever, and they're creating these aliens and stuff, they base them off of things they've seen before. Mm-hmm. In a way, so it's like, oh, that alien looks like maybe like an octopus, or this alien, so it's like, so maybe if it is based off of like a bird-like thing, it's like, oh, then when you see a bird,
yeah,
that's like crazy looking that you've never seen before, and it looks kind of like an alien. I don't know. It's like easy to maybe draw the comparison, and then you're like, it looked like an alien, but it's like, that's make-believe, and that was in the movie.
I mean, honestly, so down in Costa Rica, there's these huge birds. I forget what they're called, but they're like massive, and it's startling to see something like that that's that big and that you may have never seen in real life. Like, you can, it's like one thing to see it in like a book or online or whatever, but to see something like that in person is kind of scary. You're like, oh my God, this is a living, breathing thing that is so bizarre looking.
Dude,
and that's why I'm like fully convinced that this was a bird and not some creepy thing from outer space. So,
dude,
sorry.
You know what's fucking scary? Mother Nature. That shit
I'm
is
telling
scary.
you.
And also birds in general are fucking scary. And like, I've almost been hit in the face.
Dinosaurs. Yeah.
I've almost been hit in the face with a bird so many times. And a couple weeks ago, I was driving and a bird just like came towards my windshield and almost hit my car. And I was, oh my God, like what the fuck? This bird just like tried to kill itself on my windshield.
Yeah.
Yeah. And luckily it didn't. That would have ruined my day. And also that bird's day. But, you know, birds are scary. I don't know. Ew. And they're so like, oh man, if you just like go to like Disneyland with the pigeons there, or we were at the aquarium in Long Beach recently and the pigeons there will just fucking come up to you because they want your food. They'll just like, they're not scared of you, and that is scary.
It's like seagulls at the beach too.
Yeah,
they are
nothing to
so
lose.
aggressive. They don't give a shit, man. You leave a sandwich unattended, they're gonna get it. They're gonna get all your shit.
By unattended, I mean it's in your hand and you're looking like the opposite way, and they'll just come fucking snatch that sandwich.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh.
I don't fuck with birds.
No, I don't fuck with birds. Also, they're very diseased.
Yeah.
I had
Bird
birds.
flu, bitch.
Yeah, bird flu, bitch.
Oh my. Well, better stop before we really
isolate ourselves.
Yeah.
I do want to know if people believe in the Mothman. Maybe we have listeners from that area that have like seen something or know someone who's seen something. And also, if you're telling us if you believe in him or it, or if you know people who've had an experience, give us context, please.
Yeah.
Like why? I want to know why.
Yeah.
And that is a little judgy, but I don't mean it to be that way.
Right. Yeah. No.
I'm just curious, like how you think differently than I do.
Yeah. It's fine to have a different opinion.
Yeah.
We still love you.
We still love you, and just because I don't believe in it doesn't mean it's not real potentially.
Yeah. There's more things are what is this saying? On heaven and earth, whatever. Fucking I don't know.
I don't know. Are you drunk?
I had a beer.
No, but what is the saying?
There are more things on in heaven and earth or something like that. I don't fucking know.
There are more things in heaven than there are on earth?
No.
What is it? I need to know what it is.
There are more things in heaven and earth. I think that just means like it's just there's like nothing stranger than the truth.
Oh.
It's from fucking Hamlet.
Oh, there are more things in heaven and earth.
Yeah.
I feel like grammatically that doesn't make sense to me.
That's Shakespeare. Who fucking knows?
Who fucking knows, dude? That guy's old as shit.
Oh, wait, no, it's... Oh, okay, well, yeah. It's a line from Hamlet.
Okay.
By who said it? I think Hamlet. Yeah, he said to Horatio, there are more things in heaven and earth, Horatio, than are dreamt of in your philosophy, which is to say, like, your imagination can't surpass the things that already exist in the world.
Okay, so we were missing... So, colloquially, people use just the front half to get that whole idea through.
Right.
But there was a whole second part, so...
Yeah.
Okay.
More
that
context.
makes way more sense.
Yeah.
And also, yes, that's true.
Yeah.
I like it. Very cool.
Truth is stranger than fiction.
Yes.
Dear listener.
That's a better, more succinct way, I think, to say the same thing.
Yeah. You know.
It took us a while, but we got there.
Well, you know, I had a beer, so...
Yeah. You know what?
It's going to be a little slower to get there. All right. Well, better quit while I'm ahead.
We took the scenic route. And by scenic, I mean through the fucking toxic swamp, bitch. Whoop, whoop. We're going to do
the windy roads, hoping to see a Mothman.
Yeah. But not really. We're just out here doing freaky sex things. Yeah.
Well, follow us on social media.
At DTFU Podcast on all the platforms.
I have not been posting on Instagram. Whoops.
Oh, I do it like when we have a new episode. I'm very bad at it.
No, that's
You
when you
guys-
should be doing it.
No, I know, but it's like too formulaic, I feel like. And I'm sorry, and I wish I was more engaged. And actually, I have not been very, I just have not been very, like, engaged on, even in the group. I'm trying more, but I just have, like, so much
You're
writing.
busy.
Yeah, I've had so much writing I've had to do that I'm like, oh, okay, I'll check, like, later in the end of the day. And then sometimes I forget. But you know what?
We're both busy. Like,
We're busy. You have a fucking child.
a fucking child is consuming all of my brain power, so
Yeah.
it's hard to like think of funny things to post
Yeah.
on social media. And you know, I'll check in every now and then, but yeah, it's getting harder and harder.
Yeah.
But I commit to doing a better job.
Me too. Oh, good. We're good.
Yeah, we're good. Yeah,
What does better mean? Fucking just a little bit better than we're doing now. So,
maybe
maybe.
you'll just get a picture. It won't be funny. Maybe
You know
I'll
what?
post once a month. I don't know.
You know what we need to do? We need to do better stuff that's like, caption this.
Yeah.
Make them
So we
do
don't
the
have to
work.
do the work. Yeah.
Yes. All right. I like it.
Into it.
Oh,
Into it.
smart.
God, you're a genius.
Oh my God. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, go to our Patreon if you are so inclined. It's patreon.com/dtfupodcast.com, I think.
Yeah.
And if you just want to go to our website, dtfupodcast.com, it has ways to get to all these places, to our Patreon, to the Facebook page, like all the things. So
Yeah.
check that out. And there's merch on there. We have T-shirts, we have stickers, and we have magnets, bitch.
Magnets, bitch. Fucking magnets. How do those work? Or whatever.
How do they work? I don't know. Insane
whoop.
Cloud Posse. Yes, thank you so much for listening, you guys. Be excellent to yourselves
And each other.
and each other. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.